What is going on, guys? It is TKF here, bringing you guys the second battle of Wi-Fi week. I decided to make the 2K special my first Wi-Fi battle. So this is the second Wi-Fi battle I had. It's a guy against the name of Craig. Yeah, it's a guy against the name of Craig. You guys guessed it. So anyway, today we're having a battle on the Pokemon, and we are facing the battle, and his name is Craig. Okay, so anyway, we're having a Wi-Fi battle here against a guy by the name of Craig. I met him on Cerebi. He's a really cool guy, and pretty much he's using a Bat and Pass team, and I haven't faced a Bat and Pass team in probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and I haven't battled in a year, so I was like, oh shit. So I didn't actually know this at this point. So I'm going to lead up with Gliscor and sub up, thinking, you know, he's going to want to switch, because he's not going to want to leave a Scizor in against Gliscor, that's just stupid. But he subs himself, and I'm like, A. And then I see the agility, and I'm like, right, I haven't been out of the metagame that long. I know that's not a conventional set, regardless, so I'm kind of thinking, alright, what's going on right here? And I see the Bat and Pass, and I'm like, shit, anything but Latios, please. So, of course, he switches into Latios, because it's the one thing I didn't really want him to. But he goes into that, and now I'm a little bit worried, because I obviously go for the Earthquake, trying to break the Scizor substitute, trying to scout what he actually is planning to do. But, of course, by this point, he's bought in the Latios, so now I'm thinking, alright, well, at least I changed the set, because this was a Facade set, which I got off of somewhere else, which I hated. And at the last minute, literally before this battle, I changed it to Ice Fang, which was super helpful, because I do manage to take out the sub. And obviously I'm in a bit of a bad position right now, because although I do get an Ice Fang off on this Latios, which does bring him quite low actually, I still can't leave in my Gliscor because I will die, and I need this thing for Conkeldurr. So I'm going to switch out right now and go out into my Rotom right here. And I was expecting it to do a lot more than this, because that is a +1 off a Latios, but actually it only does about not even a quarter after lefties, which is great. So I'm like, alright, so I just hit it with a Hydro Pump right here. We'll take out the Latios, and then we'll deal with whatever else wants to come in. But as you can see, he has the Recover, which completely foils my plans. Yeah. So at this point, I'm kind of screwed. I'm thinking to myself, what shall I do? So I decide right here, I don't want to switch in anything to this Latios. Even if I had predicted that second Recover, I don't have anything to definitely one-shot it. So what I'm going to do is just basically fodder off Rotom. I've looked at his team, I've looked at mine, and I've decided Rotom is pretty expendable at this point. It's not really too helpful. So it would have been kind of helpful for his Scizor, I guess, but, you know, there's not really much I could have done back to it. So I just decided to fodder Rotom here and try and get off Thunderbolts to try and paralyze this thing. But it doesn't end up happening, and he does take me out with the Dragon Pulse. So I actually survived one, though, which is pretty good. I didn't really think Rotom would take that, but it does. That's a +1 stab Dragon Pulse from Lati, but whatever. So now I know I can just easily go into my T-Tar. I know, thanks to my Sassy Nature, my Special Defense EVs, and the Sandstorm boost, that I know I'm going to be able to take this +1 Surf, because it's obviously not stab either, which greatly helps. So I'm going to hit him with the Crunch here. That stab super effective. That will take him out of that range, because Latios' defenses aren't really all that great. And it's a T-Tar, so gonna take him out. So next up is a Rapution or a Conkeldurr. Obviously, I can't leave in my T-Tar here, and the obvious bulk up is obvious. So I'm just gonna go straight to Gliscor, because Gliscor is the best thing I have to deal with this thing. Now, I know the only move that Conkeldurr gets that really is gonna kind of put me in shit is gonna be the Stone Edge. So what I decided to do here is go for the SD, hoping that he only has the Drain Punch. To get to +2 to be above his +1 defense. That way I know my Earthquake will definitely be doing over half. But as you see, he does have the Stone Edge, so I was actually praying for a miss. But, you know, I'll take 2 hits and no crits any day. I think that's probably the best policy for Stone Edge. 2 hits, no crits. Probably the way to go. As you see, I do live the 2 hits, so I definitely would not have lived any crit. So at that point, right, now at this point I decided he's going to go for the Mach Punch, that much is obvious. So what do I do? So I weighed up my options, and I was kind of like, right, run a quick calc, go to Scizor. The calc said I would live with a bit more HP than that, but, you know, in hindsight, it doesn't really matter anyway. So I bring in my Scizor here to take the Mach Punch and then outspeed and kill it with the Bullet Punch. Reason why I did that is because I felt that Gliscor might be a little bit helpful later on if I can keep bringing it in and getting some Poison Heal and whatnot, but turns out I didn't really need to do that. So as you can see, he brings in his Scizor now. I bring in my Scizor, obviously. He's going to go for the Substitute this turn, and I can't see what I did there, but I think, oh, I just go for the Bullet Punch. No, I did something stupid, I don't know. I go for the Bullet Punch here to see if it breaks the sub, because that's some really important information right there. And I think that actually came down to min-max damage, whether or not it broke the sub, as he switches out to his Gliscor. So that crit may have mattered. May have, but not necessarily. So anyway, he brings in his Gengar right now. I was about to call it Gastrodon then, because they're the same. And I think I'm at +2 at this point. I'm pretty sure I'm at +2. But anyway, he brings in the Chansey here now, and I'm just going to go for the Bug Bite. Excuse me. You can see it does a decent amount of damage to this because Chansey, obviously, even though it may have the Vile item, I wasn't paying attention, Chansey's defenses are still not obviously great, nothing to boast about. And even though it uses Defense Curl, like the fuck, I'm still able to take it out in 2 hits, which is absolutely great because that thing might have been a pain in the ass. Even though I believe on this team I do have that big threat to Archeon. So I might do, I don't know. I don't know. I lose track of my teams. I use too many teams. So anyway, it brings in a Scizor now. Gonna go for the Roost. I don't really care. I'm thinking at this point that I'm gonna be able to outstall it. Just because, you know, I have the Sword Stance. I can go to +6 if I want. I can go to +4 if I want. And at +6, a Bug Bite will nearly KO the Scizor despite naturally resisting it. So I'm going to go for the Bug Bite here. You'll see that it does about a quarter, so I know that if I go for another SD to +4 that I will be able to 2-hit KO it in theory. Min-max variations and whatnot. So right here, I believe as he goes for the Roost, I'm just going to go for another Bug Bite. And that, again, that does bring him down to just over a quarter, I think. So here, I believe I'm going to SD now, as he decides to go for the unsub protected agility, which he could have subbed first, and that would have put me in a bit of a bad spot. Although I could have broken the sub before he bat and passed with Bullet Punch, seeing as that now I will be at +4, and that will definitely break the sub. So right here, he decides to go for the sub. Now, what's going on here is I know that his last chance to win this Wi-Fi battle is definitely going to be to bat and pass and agility off the Roserade, because with Roserade faster than everything else on my team, he's going to be able to sleep anything that I have, literally. He'll be able to put anything I have left on my team to sleep, and then be able to proceed to take them all out. It's a big threat. It takes out Keldeo, it takes out T-Tar, it could take out Gliscor from its range, it could take out everything, literally. So I need to be really careful. So what I'm thinking here is, alright, Bullet Punch take it out, but not quite, because I'm in max, so I was like, that was bullshit. But what I'm thinking is if I keep using Bug Bite, then that means he's not going to be able to switch or bat and pass into his Roserade, because, you know, Bug Bite at this point will definitely OHKO his Roserade. So that's my plan. So even though he keeps going for Roost, like I said, I'm going to keep going for Bug Bite. I really need to prevent that switch. But if I can keep this Scizor in, or take this Scizor out, or catch the Roserade on the switch, any of those 3 things, then I know this Wi-Fi battle is definitely mine, because there'll be nothing that he can do. So as you can see, he goes for the sub here. Now I go for the Bug Bite to break the sub. Now right here, judging by what he did last time, I'm going to predict him to Roost, and he's going to predict me to go for the Bullet Punch. So what he's going to do now is he is going to try and get off the bat and pass up over to his Roserade, thinking his Scizor would only just live it. However, I know better, and I go straight for the Bug Bite here, and that will take out his Roserade. That's probably the most important move in the game, because without that, I would not have won this battle. I definitely would have lost, because Roserade will go through everything. So anyway, Scizor comes back in now. He's just going to go for the Roost, winning the... I believe actually it's a speed tie without any agilities, because he goes first here, and then I get off the Bug Bite, and I believe he goes first here again and gets off another Roost, I think, and then on the last turn I actually outspeed. Oh no, see right here, I win the speed tie this time, and I'm able to take him out with a Bug Bite. So great game, Craig. I really appreciate the battle. Now, if you guys want to battle me, hit me up on Skype, and you can send me a request. Please go to my channel wall to see my terms and conditions on battling. I'll quickly say them here. The only thing that I really have to say is I don't battle competitively as of last year. I retired from competitive battling last year. However, I am open to friendly and in good faith battles. So if you just want a friendly battle in good faith, hit me up on Skype. I'll definitely go for it. But I'm not taking anything too seriously like going competitive, because last time it really pissed me off and I ended up, you know, hating Pokemon for it. And then I stopped Wi-Fi battling for a year, so obviously I don't plan to take it seriously this time. I plan to have fun with it, so if you guys want to have fun and a good chat, hit me up on Skype. That's either XXTKFXX or Luke-LRXHD. I'll put the links, I'll put the names in the description of this video. And thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you guys for tomorrow's Wi-Fi battle.